Hello, today is Friday. It's 4:44, Friday evening, May 12th, 2023. Today's session is titled 2-Year Sideways Price Action That Leads to Giving Up. And this is your weekend report. Hi, this is Jonathan Gurney, Portfolio Manager at Gurney Financial. Disclosure statement, this post is for informational use only. The views expressed are those of the author, Jonathan M. Gurney. The material is not intended to be relied upon as a forecast, research, or investment advice and is not a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any securities or to adopt any investment strategy. In short, we're keeping our clients aware of what's happening, the moves we made. If you are not a client, please understand that we're not going to be telling you when to buy and sell. That's part of the gig. That's part of the gig. So just for the disclosure statement, there you go. Let's see the charts. Okay, so let's start with performance first. One second. Okay. There we go. So for the week, make sure it's updated. You can see most areas were negative. What is holding us up continuously is the NASDAQ. We do own some. It helped a little bit holding that position for a little more longer term. So we'll see if that works out. The S&P 500, the benchmark was down 0.29. We were up slightly, nothing to brag about, but we were up 0.10%. We actually had traded quite well throughout the week. If you look each day, again, we're taking less risk in the market less and trying to beat the market. That's the environment we're kind of in. We've been trading this strategy since September 3rd of 2021. And the reason we're trading that strategy is because we've been sideways for a long time and we cannot get above a key level. It's not that I want to trade this strategy. Where I've gotten in trouble, like why I haven't done well in previous times, is that I tried to hold during a downtrend. So we're not quite out of the range we need to be able to get into a buy and hold scenario. There will come a time where we can buy and hold and get massive gains. Until then, we got to keep trading this way. So while I hadn't done well in previous years, we have been trading quite well as of late. Okay, so last week we beat the index by 1.54. This week we beat it by 0.39. So that's good outperformance in a difficult tape. We'll take that. Let's keep moving. So you can see, again, areas that are struggling are the Dow and the IWM or the Russell 2000. Why the Russell 2000 is struggling is because regional banks are a part of that area. Let's look at sectors. What areas did well this week? Interestingly enough, communications and consumer discretionary. So the rest, you can see, this was not an easy week to be positive. I'm just happy to kind of chip away, not get greedy. So we're pressing with about 70% invested at this point. Here's the price action that drives everyone nuts. If I kept going further back too, you would see that the market is sideways for 2 years. And until we get above that line, and we're getting, you can see is higher lows, higher lows, higher low, and we're consolidating just above this line. And so we're in an environment where if we get oversold, it's getting bought, but we're still struggling to get above the 4,200 level. So you can see the last month essentially, we've gone completely sideways. Okay, the last few Fridays we've been dealing with 41.28 the last 3 Fridays, and it's driving me nuts. It's driving everybody nuts. It makes people want to throw in the towel and think things are getting worse. But in all actuality, to see this basing, and it doesn't mean the market's just going to take off from here. I want to make that very clear. If it doesn't, I go back into protection. But what I'm saying here is this is not bad price action in general, consolidating just below a key level. We get above here, this could be very, very good. Okay, so overall, I want you to understand that as a technicalist, I like to see sideways for 2 years and then often it just skyrockets. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Breadth is weak objectively, as you can see. If I showed you another chart, it's not any better. McClennan index. So I'm being objective here to say, hey, this is going the wrong direction, but we're about oversold here. Could we get a turn? We'll see. I think we're going to need to see the QQQ do well. So let's go back to the key levels, update this. What levels are we looking for? This week, we want to get above 41.28 and 41.50. The levels haven't changed in like 3 weeks. You can see last week was top right, 41.50, 41.66. My biggest frustration this week was Friday, today. And I should have just taken the gap up that we were given early on. Overnight, we tested 41.50. 41.50 we tested overnight. It's not going to show it because the market wasn't open, but we tested 41.50. That would have been my target, and I wanted to get out. But it doesn't work that way. We can't get out in that scenario. But overall, you got to deal with it, learn from it. So really, if you look at it, we were up, I think, 0.48% until this. And it really wasn't that damaging anyway. So let's take a look at risk reward as we always do. So again, the key levels we need to hold next week are 41.14 and 40.98. Okay. This is the triangle that many people are talking about. It's trapping people to the downside and upside. This triangle right here. You could see we tested lower. It was scary. We were at 4,100 with like 2 hours left, and we squeezed higher very, very quickly. And there's your squeeze. I mean, typical 2 p.m. boom. So we'll see what happens. It's very important to be objective here. I'm not taking a ton of risk. I'm actually in the Dow, and I think the Dow could potentially get a bounce here. I did not hate how this reacted off the 50-day moving average. Is it the strongest area in the world? No. But I'm interested to see if it can hold up while the market is struggling. Almost like a rotation. So if I showed you this, let me update this. You can see the outperformance actually was in the Dow today, and we did buy some. So we're a little bit in the hole in that trade, but I thought we would rotate and this would kind of hold up the QQQ or the tech name. So overall, we've continued to go sideways. There's really not a ton to report. It's the price action that drives everybody nuts, but I think we're actually going to get out of this. If we don't, pretty simple, got back to cash and keep trading in and out based on risk reward. So one more thing, the reason I'm still in and didn't sell at the bottom was this. We hit oversold, clearly got the bounce into the close, but I have a hard time selling if I get stuck down here. So overall, we were positive this week. The market was not very strong. Breadth is really not that strong. Interesting, some individual stocks. Tesla did fill this gap, or very, very close to it, and fell apart. So we'll see if this can build another cup here and get going. What other names do I have in here? SMH, Semiconductors. Trying to build a base here, not terrible looking. Maybe 2 candles with a hammer. Hopefully that's a positive, but breadth is still weak. We got to be objective about that. KRE did get a bounce off the lows today, which is good. Ended up positive. Regional banks is the problem. Okay. QQQ, the mega caps are doing fine. This is a problem. Regional banks. Okay. And fortunately turned around later in the day. What else do we have here? Amazon had a really good week. So we're looking at the right names. It struggled today, but did hold the 5-day moving average. So this would be very, very interesting to see if this holds up. How did home builders do? I didn't pay much attention to those this week. Mixed, but still not. Dips are getting bought in it. Like this cup right here. I mean, it's getting bought. This was a scare, obviously, but not too bad. So overall, the summary is this price action is going to try to force everyone out. What we've been saying for a long time is it's going to be a frustrating route to 4,200. It's going to force everyone out, but we're holding key levels for now. If we don't, I get out. Like I actually sold some at 40, 41.17 just in case. Okay. So we're taking wins when we can and not getting greedy at other times. So we'll see how things hold up. For now, we're holding this triangle. We bounced when we needed to. It's going to be a mess. This will continue to do this for a long time and shake. The first move, if it's up, will probably be fake. If the first move is down, it'll probably be fake. So the reality is breadth is not great, but if the mega cap names can hold us up long enough for the other areas to kind of base and not die too much, I think we'll be okay. But for now, I have some in the Dow, more of a protection catch-up trade, and some in the QQQ because it's really the only area that's that has a lot of strength. Not the only area, but in general, it's the strongest index. So hang in there, guys. We're doing okay. Again, we beat the market handily last week and this week. I know it's frustrating. I wish I had done better today, but you learn from it and you move on. We had a positive week and a difficult week. So thanks, guys. Have a good weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all of you out there. That's more important than anything. We appreciate you. Love you all. See ya.